everybody, and welcome back to Spirituality with Gabriella. So today we're doing a pick a card reading on Are They the One? So if you have someone in mind and you want to know if that is the person you're going to spend the rest of your life with, then you're sure to find out in this reading, so stay tuned. If you like my content, please give me a big thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It really does help the channel grow and it helps me know that you guys want more pick a card readings and more clarity and guidance on your life. So please hit that subscribe button today. Alright, so what I'll be asking you to do is to please pick from one of these three decks. So here we have pile 1 with the clear quartz, pile 2 with the pyrite, and pile 3 with the amethyst. So take a second and just turn your thoughts and your intuition inwards and find the pile that speaks most to you. And then once you've done that, you can get your timestamp using the description below and fast forward to get your own personal reading. And I will see you there. Thank you so much. Okay, group 1, welcome to your reading. So we're going to talk a little bit about whether the person that you have in mind is the one for you. And before I go into the cards, which are very good and very promising, I am also going to use my pendulum and I'm going to show you what comes through. So basically, for those of you who don't know how to use a pendulum, if it's a yes, it will swing up and down. If the answer is no, it will start to sway side to side. And if the answer is maybe, you see it starts to sway in a circle. And I'm asking right now if this person is the one for you. And it's coming through as yes. And this is, by the way, a very strong yes. So congratulations. So you already have the answer that this is the person for you. And I hope that that makes you very happy. But we're also going to talk a little bit about the cards and what lessons you guys can learn together and how you can make this relationship really the most successful relationship possible. So the first card I pulled for you guys is the Three of Wands. So in the Three of Wands, I instantly see that you are jumping into a strategic mindset. So you're really thinking carefully about, is this person right for you? And do you see a future with this person? And the reason I say that is because the Three of Wands is all about looking across the horizon, spotting opportunities, trying to plan for the future, and really putting those things into action. So you're getting very serious about this, and I can tell that for sure. And for some of you, I think this is because you are ready to be engaged, you're ready to be married, it's the next steps, they're all coming. And for others of you, I think you just want to know. Like, you're kind of okay with waiting a little bit until the engagement, so to speak, but you don't want to waste your time and you just want to know. So I see that this is very much your mindset right now. And another reason I know that for sure is that you got the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is a very fierce energy in many ways. So the Queen of Swords is elegant, she's very bold, she's very strong, and she knows what she wants. And I feel like you have found a lot of what you want in this person and with this person. So I think you're getting serious. You're also, many of you are thinking about having families actually. And there's a few things where you're like, oh, but he's a little bit immature, or maybe she's a little bit immature, right? Just realize that that person is actually not going to change. The things that bother you about them today are going to stay the same. And I'm just being perfectly blunt and honest. And you guys are still going to work together. You're still going to find compromise. But in terms of little things that bother you, those are not going to be big personality changes. So I'm just telling it to you really straight and really bluntly. What I feel with the Queen of Swords is the Queen of Swords has a clear line of sight and a clear line of vision. And she knows where she wants to go. And she's often a little bit more emotionally mature than her partner. So I do believe that this person loves you. I believe that this person wants to be with you 100%. And I see a very happy future for you guys. But just know that you are emotionally one step ahead than the other person right now. And they might also be thinking about engagement and marriage and all of that stuff. But I think you're just like a little bit further on in the journey. Be aware that as you go through this time, the other person is kind of buying into everything, they're getting used to everything, but they're going to do it at a little bit of a slower pace, most probably. And just know that, you know, you're not trying to fit that person into a box. That's like really, really important to remember. So don't try and fit them into a box. They're not going to be every single thing that you want, but they are like 9.5 out of 10 So they are perfect in many ways for you, and this is a person that you're meant to be with, so just remember that. So here we have the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is extremely promising, Group 1. So the Knight of Cups is about offers, it's about the future, it's about proposals, it's about really new things that are happening. And the Knight comes in and he's a very charming energy, and he's really laying the foundation for the future. So in asking, is this person the one? The answer is absolutely yes. They definitely are the one. Just know that they're kind of at the beginning of this journey right now. They're still getting used to everything that's changing, not only in their life, but in the world. And there have been a lot of changes recently. So just know that's kind of where they are, but they absolutely are very serious about you, and they absolutely do want to be with you forever. We also have the Hermit. With the Hermit, this is all about looking within, and it's all about understanding yourself and what you want. And it makes sense to me because that is really the journey that you're going on now. With both of these cards, the Three of Wands and the Hermit, this one is more strategic, and this one is more about insightfulness and looking into yourself and understanding what you want and what you need. But at the end of the day, they're both about kind of weighing the pros and cons, so to speak. And I would say in this relationship, the pros definitely are stronger than the cons. This person is going to make you really happy. And as you go through this journey of kind of looking within to yourself too, just keep in mind that, you need to be calm and you need to be patient with this person. But at the end of the day, it's all worth it. So you get exactly what you want anyways. Here we have the Six of Swords. And this is a clarifying card for the Three of Wands. So what's interesting about the Six of Swords is that it represents going on a journey. It does represent going away from hardship. If in the past you felt that you had some hardship in terms of relationships, or maybe you didn't really trust people that much and you weren't able to be that open, the good news with the Six of Swords is that that's all changing now, and you're going to be able to go towards a brighter and better future. So you'll have what it is that you've been seeking. We also got the Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords is a clarifying card, and what I really like about this is, as you can see, we have the Queen of Swords here and the Knight of Swords here. And I spoke a little bit about how this person is kind of like one step behind where you are. And that's true because the Knight is not as strong of an energy as the Queen, but the Knight is a very bold energy regardless. So the Queen is just a little bit more mature. But it's funny because there's a little bit of a game going on here when you see the Knight and the Queen together and both being in the same suite, right? So we have the Queen and the Knight, and it's basically saying that the Knight is going to rise to what you want him or her to be. Just remember that it's going to take them a little bit of time. They are going on a journey personally. They're discovering new things about themselves. And as I said, not everything about their personality is going to change, but all of the important things, like being a good father or mother, husband, wife, like they totally meet that, and you'll totally have it. They're gonna rise to the bar that you set for them. And my feeling is that you do set a very high bar for them. So also take a moment and think about, like, where are you being a little bit too hard on them, and where can you be a little bit more realistic and understanding and kind of give them a little bit of leeway. That is kind of the energy that I'm feeling as I read these cards. So we also have the Empress. The Empress is a beautiful energy. So this energy is connected to a lot of things. One is just this nurturing figure and this woman of the earth. She's very abundant. And this really to me is just kind of showing that you control the relationship. So it's clear to me that you are the person who kind of like lays the box and lays the foundation. And the other person is very serious about you. So that's kind of the main message I want to give. They're very serious about you. They do really love you. They really care for you. Just know it might not happen as quickly as you want it to happen. The Knight of Cups and the Empress together is, again, beautiful, and the same thing is happening here. So we have the Queen and the Knight and the Knight and the Empress. And the Empress and the Queen are stronger figures. So they're bolder and they're stronger than the Knights. But the Knight is also ready to fight. You know, they're ready to go up to bat for you and for this relationship. And these are two very strong forces. So I would expect that over the next year, you're going to see this person transform and get really serious about things that in the past they haven't really been that serious about. And I think you just need to be willing to be kind of along for the journey and along for that transformation, but know that it is worth it in the end. And then here we have the moon. So the moon being with the hermit makes sense to me because the moon is about intuition and it's about looking within, and sometimes it can be about anxiety and fear. Remember that there's no specific timeline where you need to get married like tomorrow type of thing. And it's okay if it takes a little bit longer than what you feel like you want in this moment. That's perfectly okay. The moon is beautiful because it means that at this time, you're also able to lean on your intuition more, and you're able to know in your heart and in your soul that this person is right for you. And today we've gotten a very clear yes, this person is definitely right for you. And so I think the game that you're playing now is just the game of patience and being willing to kind of watch this all unfold. And just remember to enjoy the day to day, because these are all memories that you guys are going to look back on in the future, and you'll be very happy that you had this time together. So I hope that this gives you some clarity and guidance today, and that you feel very happy that the answer is yes. It is a really good sign. And if you guys want a personal reading, you can book using the S in my YouTube banner above. So it's just my Schedulicity link, and I am in the Eastern time zone, so keep that in mind. I hope that you guys found clarity today, and thank you so much for watching. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye. Okay, group 2, welcome to your reading. So today we're going to talk about whether or not the person you have in mind is the one for you, and whether you're going to spend the rest of your life with this person. So I've gone ahead and I've pulled 4 cards for you guys, and also these 4 clarifying cards. And I'll explain why this indicates whether or not this person is the one. And I'll show you what the pendulum is bringing through with a yes, no, or a maybe in terms of if this person is the one for you or not. So I'm going to ask it now. Okay, group 2, when the pendulum goes side to side, that is a no. And so the answer that I'm getting today is a no, that this person is not the one for you. But let's try and give you a little bit of guidance and hope and also clarity so that you understand why that's the reason and what is coming in your future that's going to help you and things that you can anchor to. So I do believe in telling you the truth and nothing but the truth. I believe that that is the most important thing to do. So let me go through the cards, and I hope that we give you some guidance today. So first we got the 8 of Swords. So group 2, the 8 of Swords is an energy that means that you feel trapped in some shape or form. And so I don't know if you feel trapped in this relationship or just you feel very constrained right now, as if there's something that you need to do and it's hard for you to kind of get out of this box or this circle that you're in. And it feels almost to me like you need to make a decision. And I'm not really sure what this decision is, but it feels very strongly like you need to decide yes or no. I think that right now it's making it quite difficult for you to make a decision. And I almost feel like there's a lot weighing on your shoulders. I feel like it's not just between you and this person, it's like a broader thing that's happening, which could potentially change your whole life or the person's whole life. So that's kind of the energy that I'm picking up. So the next card that I got for you guys is Death. Death is an interesting card because it's not actually about death itself, but it's about transformation, and it's definitely about change. So what I would expect is that the relationship that you're in right now is going to look very different in the future than it does today. And for some of you, this is actually a breakup. For others of you, it's more just the fact that things are shifting and changing in this relationship, and they're huge changes. So you can expect that it's really that you're transforming as a person, and like this person might not be on the same wavelength as you, and so you're kind of missing each other. And I do feel like you both mean very well. Like, I think you both actually care about each other and you both want the best for each other. But I feel like there's external forces and pressures that are kind of really making this a difficult situation for you. The good news that I have for you is after you go through this transformation and change, which is happening now, you have the Ace of Pentacles. And the Ace of Pentacles just shows me that even though right now you are in a hard place, you are actually going towards what is right for you. So you are going to feel very successful. You're going to feel a lot more free, and I think a lot more liberated after you go through this change. And so the change is happening now, and it is hard, and it kind of feels like you're dragging yourself through the mud. Like it's a very difficult thing that you're going through. But once the dust settles and once this is over, there is a lot of hope for you. The Ace of Pentacles is a very successful card. So just be willing to kind of keep trudging along. And I know it feels hard and it feels very, very tough right now, but be willing to keep going because it's going to be worth it. And there is going to be a much brighter future ahead of you. So we also got the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles as an energy is positive, and it means to me that you're willing to put in the work. After you go through this kind of self-transformation and change, which is happening in this moment, the Knight of Pentacles is showing me that you actually have a broader and a longer game to play. There is work that you're going to have to put in, but this is very promising. It means that what you want at the end of the day is going to happen. Think about your goals, and just take a second now to think about what those are. Choose maybe 2 or 3. And the Knight of Pentacles is showing you that you are going to achieve those goals. So those 2 or 3 goals that you have in your mind, you're definitely going to get them. And it is going to take time and it's going to take effort. And it's not going to be overnight. It's going to be over an extended amount of time. Like for you guys, I think it's anywhere from 1 to 4 or maybe even 5 years. So we're talking about a very, very long game that you guys are playing. But you are going to get everything that you want. It's just that it's going to take a while. So I'm going to go through the clarifying cards that we pulled for you guys. And this is the 5 of Cups. So not really a surprise to see the 5 of Cups here. This card has to do with feeling like you have lost something and feeling like not everything has worked out how you wanted it to. As you can see in the image, there's cups that have kind of turned over and they're losing their contents. I think it's symbolic of how you're feeling now in this moment and how you will feel during this difficult situation that you're going through. You also have the 7 of Cups. And I just want to take a second and show you that you have 3 cups here in a row. So during this time, you are going to be feeling very emotional. So cups are an emotional energy. But the 7 of Cups has to do with options. And so once again, I said at the beginning that you have a decision to make. And I feel very strongly that it's like you feel a lot of pressure to make this decision, basically. And the 7 of Cups has to do with like having too many options available to you and feeling a little bit overwhelmed and not really knowing which way to go or what way to chart your own path. And so the 7 of Cups is just symbolic of this feeling of not really knowing. But what I would encourage you guys to do is accept where this is right now, which is that this current relationship, it's not like a fairy tale dreamlike thing. I think the first thing that you have to do is accept that, but then take a look at what your options are and be very critical about them. Like really weigh the pros and cons carefully, because at the end of the day, I know that whatever you choose, it's bringing you a better future. You're going to make the right decision. And the reason why I know that is because once again, after you make this choice, you have a very successful card. So you have the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups is a wish fulfillment card, and I'm almost getting the feeling like you might go through a breakup, and it's almost like very soon after that you meet the person that you're meant to be with. Or you might go through a breakup and it feels really, really hard, and then you get this like amazing opportunity, which is exactly what you wanted. So I want to be very clear about the fact that the current relationship, it's not someone that you're going to be with forever, but the second after that happens, like fairly quickly, there's change, and this is all happening for a reason. So you are going to close this chapter, and it is coming for you, but soon after that, you're rewarded. You really are going to be rewarded with something. So we see here, there's a new opportunity. It could be a person, it could be a career thing, but a lot of success, and it's like a dream, the type of thing that you've always wanted. So I hope that this gives you some hope, because I know it can be hard to hear the person that you're with isn't the one, but just know that there's something better coming for you, and like this is all about your personal transformation, and there are going to be changes, and they're all meant to happen. So the last card that we have for you is the Tower. The Tower is a card of massive, massive change. And so it does feel a little bit like at the time, it's like the house is burning and you're in the house, and that's how it feels. And sometimes that energy kind of hangs around longer than we want it to. But the Tower can also be positive in the sense that if right now you feel trapped, the Tower is showing that's all going to change and it's not going to stay that way in the future. So what I said is I do feel this shift is happening. Like, you need to close this chapter, and that's what's happening now. But you're shifting into this much more open, much more liberated energy, which is going to be a lot more spiritually aligned with who you are. And so I just want you to know that I know it feels hard right now, and I know that there's a lot of like hard decisions to be made, but you make the right choice. And you do get on the path that you need to. And this is like all stuff that just needs to happen. So keep that in mind. I hope that this gives you some clarity and some guidance today. And of course, if you guys want a personal reading and you want some more insight and more guidance, then you can book using the S in my YouTube banner. And I am in Eastern time zone, so just keep that in mind. And thank you guys so much for watching today. Stay strong. I really believe in you, and I know that you're going to do a great job. Thank you. Okay, group 3, welcome to your reading. So today we're going to talk about whether the person you have in mind is the one for you. And what I've done is I've gone ahead and I've pulled 4 main cards for you guys, and then these are the 4 clarifying cards. And before I go into the cards, I want to use the pendulum for you guys. So we'll get a yes, a no, or a maybe on whether this person is the right person for you and whether you are going to spend the rest of your lives with them. So let's see. All right, so the pendulum is going up and down, which is a yes. So the answer to your question is yes, this person is the one that you're going to spend the rest of your life with. So that's wonderful, and huge congratulations from me. So I'm going to go into the cards now and explain a little bit about what I'm picking up. First, we have the 8 of Cups. What the 8 of Cups means is that you are kind of leaving something behind, or at least that's the energy that I'm getting. So the 8 of Cups usually means that you did everything that you needed to, and now you're kind of moving on to a new phase of life. And it's funny because in many ways you might feel disappointed about something, but I'm not really getting a hard or a negative energy here, at least not for you guys. I think instead it's just that you're kind of going on to a new phase of your life, and maybe you had to leave something behind. It could be a person that you're no longer speaking to. I'm not super clear on what that means. I think that when you watch this, you'll understand in your heart and soul what you have left behind, even though it's not super clear to me personally. And then next we have the King of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles is a very rewarding energy. So the King is a very strong figure. He has a lot of ownership, a lot of authority. People really look up to him. And so I feel in this relationship that this is how other people treat you and your partner. Like, you guys have a lot of power, and a lot of it is like hidden power, where people just don't know how you do what you do in such an amazing way, but they really look up to you and they really care about you both, and they see you guys as a very strong couple. And I just want to point something out. So you got 4 Pentacles, which is quite a lot for just pulling 8 cards. That's half of what you got. And so what I feel is that either you or your partner are probably like an earth sign. There's a lot of earthy energy here, or at least that will show up in your astrological chart somewhere. And Pentacles have to do with being grounded and also being very financially stable. So I feel like between you two, you both are able to carve out a really strong future together. So we also got the 9 of Pentacles. And the 9 of Pentacles is all about financial stability. It's about leading a lavish lifestyle, and it's really about achieving your dreams in the sense that you don't even need to worry about working hard anymore. It's like you've done what you need to do, and now you get to relax, and you're able to just kind of kick back and enjoy everything in your life. And this usually leads to dressing really nicely, going out to nice restaurants, just enjoying the richness of life, also being able to travel. So while that's not a reality right now in this moment, it will be with this partnership in the future. So I see you guys as being kind of explorers and being able to get the most out of this world. And I think that together you both have this very stable foundation. So I see this being a very honest and trustworthy relationship where you both kind of tell each other everything. We also have the Ten of Pentacles, and we got these next to each other, so that's a big deal. And the Ten of Pentacles is really about reaching the fruition of what you're capable of and what you're able to do. So you and your partner together have a very strong path. I really get the sense that you're both quite grounded, quite stable, balanced people, and that together there's a lot of people admiring you, like I said. So I wouldn't be surprised if you kind of grow an audience of some shape or form, because people are very attracted to you guys as a relationship. And it's almost like your relationship goals. Like other people have goals to be like you and your partner. Keep this in mind, and this is very strong for why, this person is the right person for you. So I'm going to go through some of the clarifying cards now. So here we have the Five of Swords. And it's interesting that we got the Five of Swords in conjunction with the Eight of Cups. So as I said, you're leaving something behind. I'm not super clear on what it is, but the Five of Swords is really about dealing with conflict. And usually the feeling here is that there is a little bit more conflict to come. So I don't know if everything is perfect right now. I feel like maybe there's some hardship in your life. It might be connected to career or maybe like some kind of family conflict. I feel like that's what you're dealing with now, but it's okay because this energy is passing and you have a very strong personality, both you and your partner. I think that you're both fighters and you'll definitely both get through this. Just know that there is a little bit of conflict here. And it is interesting because although I've been talking a lot about financial wealth, I feel like right now you're not really seeing that yet. So I feel like right now you might actually be feeling quite financially scarce. And so we got the Five of Pentacles. And the Five of Pentacles has to do with feeling out in the cold, feeling lost, feeling alone. And it's interesting because there might kind of be a passing energy where maybe it's like you feel not completely aligned with your partner, or you guys are just going through a really hard time together. And I feel like for a lot of people it makes sense because in our world right now we are going through a difficult time. We have coronavirus, we have a lot of external forces which are making it really difficult for people to just focus on their relationships and lead a normal and a happy and stable life. So that's totally understood. But just know that you guys have the King of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles is like this type of energy where they're not going to give up and they're just going to keep going and they're absolutely going to succeed in the end. If you are dealing with some of this hardship right now, then just know that it will pass. It's going to take a little bit of time. I feel like I've been saying that a lot today for all three groups. It's kind of this energy where things are taking more time than normal, and it's our whole world right now. So it's not just you, it's the whole world that is going through this kind of slow moving time where it feels hard, but it's just kind of what we need to do in order to transform and kind of shift into a new energy. So next we have the High Priestess. So group 3, I love this card. The High Priestess is pretty much my favorite card in the whole tarot deck. And I think that what this is showing is that you and your partner are getting really intimate with each other, which is great. And I feel like you guys are this type of relationship where there's just no secrets, and you can almost like look at each other and know exactly what that person is thinking and feeling. And so I really am comforted that you have this card, because when you have someone who is the one who you're going to spend the rest of your life with, there should be this spiritual connection, and that's what you guys have. And it's really cool because the High Priestess is about what's internal and what's hidden, and then we have here the Nine of Pentacles, which is all about what's external, and in some ways it can't even be like showing off, but not so much in your attitude, just rather in like what you wear and how you conduct yourself in a very eloquent manner. So I really like this because it's a little bit of a play, and it shows me that you and your partner have this like secret understanding between you two. That secret understanding is something no one else can break into, and that's what makes this relationship so powerful and so stable. So I really, really like that about your guys' relationship. And then lastly here we have the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups has to do with being grateful for what you have in this moment, or at least that's what it usually is trying to tell you. So usually what the Four of Cups means is that you have a lot of good things and you're kind of wondering, oh, well, what about that? Or what about that thing that I don't have? And what I would encourage you to do is just take a second and maybe write down on a list at least 10 things that you're grateful for. And even if you keep a gratitude journal, do that like nightly, because this card is showing that you're focusing a little bit more on things that you don't have than on what you have. And what you have based on this reading is really strong and really good. And I think that you guys are in a good relationship and that you should continue being in this relationship because I think it's very nourishing for you. It's really a good partnership that can also bring you both a lot of success. So even if you are feeling some conflict right now or even some hardship, just be willing to go through with it because honestly, I think it's all worth it in the end. So group 3, thank you so much for watching today. I hope that this reading gave you some clarity and guidance. And if you want a personal reading, you can book using my Schedulicity link. It's the S in my YouTube banner. And just remember, I am on Eastern Time Zone. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And thank you so much. Bye.